For this video, we're going to talk about kind of just like my gymnastics journey and what I've done to get here and the stuff that I've accomplished. So I started gymnastics when I was 5. All my siblings did gymnastics, my brother and my 2 sisters, pretty much ever since I came out of the womb. They've been teaching me flips, tricks. We used to have a chin-up bar, and I would just be flipping like crazy ever since I was really little. When I was like 3 years old, my dad had a ladder outside and was doing yard work, and I got outside and climbed up all the way to the top of the ladder and was hanging from it. So I feel like just at a very young age, gymnastics has just always been my passion. Gymnastics is the only sport that I've ever really done. So I started gymnastics when I was 5. I started at Olympic Gymnastics, which was in Arizona. It was a family-owned gym. Beth and Jason used to be my coaches, and we've been long-time family friends with them. I competed with them for a little bit. We had moved to Utah, and I had started level 5, and I had won level 5 state meet. And then after Utah, we moved back to Arizona, and I had quit for like a year because I didn't want to do it because I did the TOPS program, and I made the diamond team, and I just didn't like it. It was just too much at a young age. I feel like I was already kind of getting burnt out. And then my mom decided to put me back in it after watching Carly Patterson in the Olympics, and we went back to Olympic Gymnastics. So when I moved to Utah, we went to Olympus Gymnastics, and then when we went back to Arizona, I went back to Olympic with Beth and Jason. In Utah, my coach was Tanya, so Mary Wright at the time owned the gym, and she coached my sisters in gymnastics. And I was with Tanya with the TOPS program, and now Tanya owns her own gym, which is Epic Gymnastics, which is in Utah. So anyway, I've had a bunch of different coaches, and I've seriously loved them all. They've all been amazing. Anyway, I went back to Olympic. I think I competed level 6. It was maybe like 1 meet 6, then I went level 7. And then I competed 2 years, level 8. Kind of after my first year of level 8, my coaches, Beth and Jason, kind of kept telling me like, she needs to go to a different gym. She's really, really talented, and we can't really take her to where she needs to go. So after my second year of level 8, my mom kept me in there for 2 years because she didn't want me to get burnt out, and she just didn't really, she knew I didn't really want to do it, and she's like, I don't want her to do all the hours. She wants to play with her friends and have fun. So it just took her a while for her to switch me to a different gym. But they had talked to Lisa, and I made the jump to Desert Lights, and I think at the time they were like one of the only ones that was really doing the elite program, and I didn't really know how any of it worked. I'd always dreamed of kind of going to the Olympics, but I just didn't know what it took and how you get there. So I go to Desert Lights, and I started doing privates with Bob because he's like one of our main coaches in the gym that does privates. He's the best, which you guys have all seen on YouTube in my videos. But I started doing privates with him, and he started just teaching me all these skills, and I just had learned these skills like so quickly. I was in a gym where we had a foam pit and had different equipment to where I could actually try to do bigger skills. And I was just learning all these things super fast, and Lisa's like, we need to put her into our elite group. So then I started training 7 hours a day, which was 32 hours a week. We had practice from 1 o'clock till 8 o'clock p.m., which was horrible to get through school. I was homeschooled 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And then when I went to high school, I wanted to go, and I didn't want to be homeschooled anymore. So I went to Higbee High School, and they were able to work with my schedule. And I went to school from 0 hours. So I had 0 hour before school started, which started at like 6 a.m. And then I went to school till noon, and then left early, and then went to practice, and then to catch up on my other classes, I had to do summer school. So it was kind of a pain, but I'm glad that I did it, and I just wanted to have a social life and have friends. So that's why I went to high school. I barely survived. I had to get like 5 hours of sleep because by the time I got home, showered, ate dinner, did my homework, I was like a walking zombie, and then had to get up at like 5 to be at school by 6. So it was torture. Seriously, still to this day, don't know how I survived, but I did. Anyway, just kind of from there, when I was at Desert Lights, I competed one meet of level 9, and then I went level 10, and then I made JO Nationals, and I was vault champion at JO Nationals, and then I made Junior International Elite all in 1 year of being at Desert Lights. So, and then kind of from there, we sent videos in to Marta, and she wanted to invite me to a camp. So my first camp was a national team camp, which normally you go to developmental camps first, but I got to go to a national team camp for my very first camp, which was super cool, but I also hated it. After my first national team camp, I I didn't know what to expect. I was with my teammate Stephanie, and she had been to some developmental camps, and she didn't really tell me like what to expect. And so I just thought like, this is so cool, I'm going to an Olympic camp, like what an honor this is, like whatever. I didn't know anything about it. And so when I got there, I was like, this is not what I expected. I hate it. This is miserable. I called my parents every single night on Skype because there was no Wi-Fi and cellular data, and it was just terrible. So we'd have to Skype our parents, and I seriously cried every single night, and I was like, I'm never doing this again. Then I came home and I was like, well, you know, if I want to go to the Olympics, this is what it takes. So decided to continue to do it. And then the next year I made the national team. 2011, I was the American Classic all-around champion. I have to brag a little bit because we were competing at the American Classic, and I beat Simone in the all-around. I won. So that was pretty cool. I just have to say I did beat her once. So that was in 2011. I moved up to senior 2012. I was a member of the national team. I was a member of the winning squad of the Jesolo Trophy in March. June, I finished 15 in the all-around U.S. Nationals and 3rd on vault. And then I hoped to make the 2012 Olympic trials, even though I knew I like wasn't ready at that point. Like I knew I wasn't going to make the Olympic team, but I did make Olympic trials. I was 15th, but that was when Nastia tried to make a comeback and she was only doing 2 events. So they took me out and put her in, which is totally fine because I wasn't trying to make the Olympics anyway, but it would have been cool to still go to Olympic trials. So technically I could have had my 3rd Olympic trials technically, which is crazy. So at 2013 P&G Championships, I placed 3rd on floor and vault, and then finished 6th in the all-around. 2014, I was a part of the Jesolo winning team again. I also won gold on vault and floor, and I got 4th in the all-around. I competed at the Pan American Championships. I helped the American team place 1st in the competition, and I also won the all-around. That was in Canada, wasn't it? Yeah. So for all of you guys out there that don't think I'm an all-arounder, I definitely can be, so don't count me out. I was a member of the 2014 Worlds team. That was my first World Championships. We won the team gold, and I got 3rd on vault and 4th on floor. I competed in 2015 at the AT&T American Cup with Simone. Simone got 1st. I got 2nd in the all-around. Competed at Classics Championships. And then I went to 2015 Worlds, but was put as an alternate, so didn't get to compete, unfortunately. 2016, I competed at championships, and then I got 4th at the U.S. Olympic trials, and they put me as the alternate. So that was kind of a bummer because they took 5 for the Olympic team, and they took, I think, 7th and 8th. So they put me as alternate, so I didn't get to compete. So that was kind of a bummer as well. But hey, everything happens for a reason, and I guess I was meant to come back and try for this Olympics. So if I would have made the Olympics last time, I probably wouldn't be here today. So I feel like it was just meant to be. After the Olympics, I decided to go to college, and I competed there for 3 years. My freshman and sophomore year, I got 2nd in the all-around. 1 year I won vault, the other year I won floor. After college, I decided after my junior year, which was 2018, to come back and try for this Olympics. I had only 3 months of training after I came back. I came back from college. I was home for a week. I moved back to Arizona, and my coach called me and was like, hey, like, I think it'd be good if MyKayla came in sooner than later. So I was like, okay. The next day I had like 5 days off. The next day I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna go to Desert Lights and start training. And I just kind of started playing with stuff, trying to throw all my old skills and learn new skills. And I had 3 months to train before I had Classics, which I didn't even know if I was really going to compete in. But I competed at Classics. I competed every event. Floor wasn't quite ready yet, so I missed my last pass, but got stronger for championships. I got 8th in the all-around, and then we had Worlds in October, so championships were in August. We had Worlds in October, and my main goal was the Olympics. So I was like, well, I don't really care to do Worlds. I just want to go home, train, get ready for the Olympics. And then Tom, the Olympic coach, was like, I think she should try for Worlds just to see where she's at, just to, you know, she's come back into the elite scene, so I think it'd just be good for her to try it out. So I was like, okay, whatever. So went and tried for Worlds. And I don't know if a bunch of you guys remember, but I did get 4th, again, kind of like at the Olympics at Worlds. And I got 4th, beat 5th and 6th, and I still got put the alternate, which was fine because I was back into elite. I hadn't competed internationally in a little while, so it was fine. I wasn't really expecting to make Worlds anyway, but I did. Then in 2020, I competed in gymnastics. This was right before COVID happened, and Team USA won. I got 2nd in the all-around because I fell on beam. And then I got to compete in floor, vault, and bars finals, and I got 3 gold medals. So that was really cool. And then COVID happened, and life got postponed for ever long. And then we had classics, and then we just had championships where I got 8th in the all-around, kind of messed up a little bit, and then really went back, worked super hard, and placed 5th at Olympic trials and got named as an Olympian at Olympic trials as the individual spot. So I seriously would not be here today without everybody's love and support from my friends, family, coaches. I know I've said it so many times, but it seriously has been quite the journey. It's been mentally and physically, emotionally super hard, but I feel like through God and having faith and just persevering through it all, it has pushed me to be where I am today. And even though I didn't make the 4-man team, which, you know, I am a little bit sad about, but that's okay. I want to be real with you guys. That's what I was trying to go for, was the 4-man team. No matter what happens, I went out there and gave it my all, and I went out there with a fight and didn't give up until the very end. I just kept going and pushing through it. I'm just really grateful to have the opportunity to go to the Olympics. Anyway, this is it for today, and I'm going to Tokyo, so I can't wait, and it's going to be a lot of fun. That's my gymnastics career. Hopefully I can finish on a good note at the Olympics and bring home some individual medals, which would be super cool. So if you guys like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. That would be awesome. It would mean so much. Other than that, that's it for today, and thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys in Tokyo.